And we are back, right? It is lunchtime, officially lunchtime for most people, or I don't know, because I've worked from home for myself now since 2015, so I don't really know what that's like. But we're going to give it a few moments for people to actually get on here. Nicole, I am so excited to have you as my guest. Nicole, the relief nurse, right? She's a registered nurse. And I told y'all that we were coming back. I actually didn't intend on being on that last live as long as I was, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood, right?
Right.
We had a lot of information that we needed to share, and the spirit was just flowing. So we were just talking because the spirit was just flowing. So Nicole, tell everybody who you are as we're getting ready to get started. We're letting people get on. Who are you? What do you do? And why are you here?
So, Nina, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited. I've never done anything like this before, but I'm a registered nurse for 30 years. I graduated from North Carolina A&T Aggie Pride. I'm from the Carolinas. I did a stint in New York, New Jersey, and then on to Tennessee. My career has spanned it from everything, ER for years. And then I have worked in the pharmaceutical and medical device industry for years. So I know both sides, the good and the bad. But at this season of life, I recognize that people need something else. And I was just floored. I drove to your house. It was well over an hour in pain. And to get relief within minutes, the look on my face was kind of like, this can't be for real.
It reminded me of the look on the other. We're going to talk about that later, but it reminded me of that. I was cracking.
Yeah, I was like, is this for real? But it is. And I just believe that when God puts something in front of us, we have an obligation to share with his people. So that's why I'm here.
Wow. And I remember that day you drove over an hour. I was getting ready to leave to go out of town, and you were like, no, I'm coming before you get out of town. I'm coming there before you get out of town. And it's funny because we were just talking and you said, it's not that I haven't joined other companies with this kind of a structure. And I hate to say that because this doesn't feel like that. This doesn't feel like network marketing at all. And I know that we've said that multiple times about other things. I don't know what we were thinking about because this really doesn't feel like that.
It's ministry.
Yeah, it really is. You said, I've never done anything like this before. So what drew you into this neuro wellness space, and what drew you back into the industry, of multi-level marketing, even though this just doesn't feel like multi-level marketing? What was the thing that was like, oh no, I'm in?
I think that the season of my life, I've always known the power of network marketing. I've always known the power of not having to do it all by yourself, but there never was anything that I could really get passionate about, right? There was never anything that I felt like I have an obligation to share with other people. And more importantly, I have a health and wellness testimony. When I was 30 years old, I'm way older now, I had a brain aneurysm.
Wow.
And I had one of 3 that I would have in my lifetime. And not a lot of people get to live and tell that story. And I almost felt guilty ever complaining because my side effects or my lag from that experience was chronic headache, chronic fatigue. But I could use all my limbs. I could still talk and think. And so many people don't get to tell that story. So I felt guilty. And so I just, like most moms, most wives do, I just went on day to day, trying to be the best mom, trying to be the best wife, leading people in different spaces. But to finally get some relief, I haven't had a migraine in a couple of days since I started this, so it was just the compilation of the power of network marketing, the power of working with a group where you help somebody else be successful, and inevitably you're going to win. And at the same time, helping people get some relief.
That's powerful. And I remember the day that we met, and I mean, we've known each other because you had tried some other products that we had, and they kind of gave a little bit of relief for your mom. But we know a lot of supplements, and oftentimes with supplements, that after our bodies get immune or adjusted to the supplement, they tend to stop working or not being as effective as they were. So you drove out here that day because you was like, I just need to see it for myself, but you were also concerned about your husband. And what was
Absolutely.
your concern with your husband?
So my husband, stubborn as he may be, he's a retired firefighter, paramedic, so also in the healthcare industry, but he does not like taking medication. But he has had to take something for sleep for years. As you can imagine, living in an environment for 25 years where you have to jump up at any moment, he doesn't rest well. Secondary to not resting well, his blood pressure has been up and been trying to get it down. And he works out, he's a pretty fit dude, but he's just having pain in his low back. You know, all the years of living that life, of running to the rescue of other people has started to take its toll. And we're, you know, well into our 50s. So we are
Mhm.
not spring chickens anymore. But we got this late life baby, much like you, right? We've got a daughter that's still in high school and trying to keep up with her and watch her. We need to be at our best so we can enjoy this next leg of life. And so
Yeah.
I wanted to help him find something. He will not take prescription meds. He is the herbal supplement king. But I did want to give him that. And I want to get him the only meds he will take is the sleeping pill because he's desperate. But I have given him our REM patch and he has gotten some rest. And he, you know, so I'm trying to get him to throw that bottle away. But gradually we're getting there. And he's on board. He believes that this is possible just in seeing me. I have cried so many nights with pain and he has, you know, laid hands, prayed on me as a you know, minister in the gospel. But I've hurt for a long time, and so we both needed some relief.
Wow, that's powerful. So, one of the things we know is that if you help enough people get what they want, that just by default you're gonna win.
Say it
What
again.
I love about what we're doing with these patches, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, is I've always felt like I had to kind of like choose business and ministry, like one or the other. With now this patch ministry, it's a patch ministry that I'm able to do business and ministry at the same time, because now it's like for real. I'm going to meet with a pastor in the morning. I just said it on my last live. I'm going to meet with a pastor who has Parkinson's in the morning. We got to
Mm.
get women of God feeling better. We've got to get the body of Christ, not just, the world at large, but yes, even the body of Christ better. And I love what you said is a hairstylist back in Charlotte and back in North Carolina said to you what do you say, you straighter than a what?
He said I'm the straightest arrow. He knows that you don't put your face out there for anything. So he was like, so I'm in. It must be real.
And the chiropractor. You already got a
Yes.
chiropractor that's like, all right, I'm in. How do I sell these patches? And it's funny because y'all didn't even know that when I got up this morning, the Holy Spirit was showing me nurses, doctors, chiropractors, trainers, beauty professionals, all types of beauty professionals. We see y'all. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning, Tracy, Janet Reese. Wellness influencers, pastors, faith leaders, right? Preachers, teachers. We want cancer survivors, domestic violence survivors. We want autism communities, menopause communities, people with
Yes.
MS, PCOS, right? We want grief communities. We're looking at all of these different communities of people that we want on board with us. We want athletes and retired athletes on board to just try this patch and wear the patches, like try them, feel them, live with them, right? And so now you're a registered nurse. Like, I want people to understand you're a registered nurse. 30 years you've been in the profession. You graduated with a real degree. You're a real nurse. You're not just like a church nurse. You're a real nurse.
A
What?
couple do.
Right. There you go. A couple of them. Don't lowercase her G. Okay, y'all? What did you notice clinically? But in plain English, you ain't got to do the nurse talk for people. What
Yeah.
did you notice clinically about the super patch?
That I had decreased pain in minutes. I mean, I don't know how to make it any simpler. It all, because it happened so suddenly, you're kind of like, okay, what just happened? Because normally pain has to ease off. It's not like suddenly gets better. So that was number one for me. The second thing is I have a left ankle that I have rolled 10 times in 10 years. So when I get up in the morning, like most people, that cold air, that crepitus, that cricking, I always have to hold on to go to the bathroom that first time because my ankle feels crackly, like it's like I'm a fall. I don't have great stability with it. It usually gets better during the day, but the last couple of mornings when I got up, I'm not having to hold on to the edge of the bed to get to the bathroom. So, I mean, there have been times I stood up and literally just basically kind of collapsed on that ankle because it's so weak. Doctors have always said if I had just broke it, it would have been different. But instead, there's an inflammatory process, right? We hear that word all the time now that people are more into wellness, whether it's the food you eat or age or other disease processes. But if you can treat, you can get some relief from that inflammatory process. You can get relief from all the symptoms that go with it.
So I've been seeing you on social media, and I remember because you did partner with me in the former company that I was in. You did. You got some products, you got a spot, and you did nothing. Like nothing. You were like, I don't do social media, just nothing. But ever since you partnered, before your products came, you started going live. You started putting posts up on social media. What in the world? Like what is driving you to be this person that you have not been?
Well, I'm not ashamed. I don't feel like it's a pressure sell. I feel like it's an obligation, right? If I know, people like to tell the lie in the community that we that look like us, especially women, don't help each other, right? And this is one of the easiest ways to help so many people. And there's no risk. It's really just that simple. It's no risk and the potential for such reward. We're not out here making allegations that it's the cure for cancer. But what we are saying is, if you're tired of being tired, if you want something different, then there is a solution and people are seeing results almost instantly. So why not? And there's no reason, I'm not even telling you to stop taking what your doctor told you to take because there's no reason to think that there's going to be any interaction. There's nothing in it. So there's no way to have a reaction. There's no contraindications. So it just is common sense. You can have all book sense in the world, but for this one, it's just common sense. And then the second part of that, I had one of those big boy jobs. I was making $300,000-$400,000 on a job, and I got laid off 18 months ago. Right? So we toe the corporate ladder, we do all the education, get all the debt that goes with all the education. And then when somebody else decides, it's okay. You did a good job. You closed the biggest deal of our company this year, but we still gonna let you go. So I understand that I need to rev up some additional revenue cycles. And this is a way where all I got to do is help some folks be better, earn better, whatever it is they want from this. If you don't want to be in business, that's fine. Just be my customer. That's fine. No pressure.
No pressure. I don't pressure anyone into being a part of the business. We really do love our customers. The only campaign we're on right now is knowing that we want people who are interested in dominating their city to be the neuro wellness hub of your city. If you don't want to dominate your city and be the neuro wellness hub of your city, be our customer and you're going to get 25% off of your first order. And then you can earn $30 shopping credits moving forward. And so I do want to talk to you from the scientific side, from the medical side. And we know we're not making medical claims. We're simply talking about what neurotechnology is. Can you explain a little bit about what the brain, how the brain controls the body and the neural signal? What is the importance of all of that? Like, because I am certain as a nurse, you did your research before you said yes, because you are a nurse. So can you talk a little bit about that and what you started to see or find when you were doing your research?
Well, I'm happy to go into that, but I actually have to make a correction. Oh. So as a nurse, that's who I used to be.
Okay.
But in coaching in other businesses, I remember the one thing, it was like, don't research yourself out of believing what you know you believe. Oh. So I haven't even tried. If I'm real transparent, I watched that one video, but people ask me questions, I just say, I don't know, but I know it worked. But I did think through, because I can't totally turn off that side of my brain.
Right.
So what we know the brain is like the box in your house where all the wire, where you go to flip the switch when something goes out, right? It's the hub of all activity for your body. And then your nerves carry messages or receive messages back to that brain so that it can adjust. I mean, just simply put, so that it can adjust. If I am running up and down some stairs, my body is going to send a signal that she needs more oxygen. My brain is going to send that signal, and it's going to say heartbeat faster to try to carry it. It's going to shunt blood away from other places to give me what I need, right? So the nervous system is like a train track. It carries the signals from the brain to everywhere else. And the first place that you get external signals is our skin. It's our largest organ. It covers everything. And so that's where signals come in. That's where signals go out. And our only hope is that those pathways are clear. You know, we know that when people have MS, the tray is like having broken pieces of track. The signal doesn't get where it's supposed to. So if that signal, whether it's electrical current, whatever, heat, cold, they don't always know. So it can show up as pain. It can show up as that muscle not getting enough energy to work, so they can't move. So those kind of things. So that's what I process in my head, is that my brain is the center. It's the hub. My skin is where things come in for the first time for the brain to read it. So simply put, if you can put something on my skin that's going to change the pattern in which that signal gets to my brain, especially if I've got something going on that's off, and it's going to help to retrain that, if you will. Think about Superman. Y'all remember when they were doing all that research on Christopher Reeves, trying to regenerate his stem? That work has come a long way. But that's with all kind of mechanical devices and medicines. But this is, I don't understand the tech fully, and I'm okay with it. And that's from somebody who I've been doing research in medical device. Just this last year, I was integral in some research. But guess what? I don't know how it works, but I'm trusting God that I asked for an answer and he gave me one, both for my pain and for my financial freedom. And so I just believe that this is an opportunity to share both.
That is so profound, because I think you remember when I said in the room the other night, a lot of y'all prayed for something and now you're here. So you prayed for something, God shows you, and now you're questioning what he's showing you to do. And now you're hesitant. You don't want to make the move, but you prayed for something. And then you just said something super major. You dropped some bars when you said, no, honestly, I didn't. You said, I'm not going to over research my way out of helping other people.
Yeah.
I don't know how someone can watch these videos. I mean, there are people that actually have said, we paid the people to fake individual. Like, first of all, I don't have that kind of time in my life to go paying some actors or actresses to perform for me. I don't even tell a person. I just tell them, hey, we're going to test your stability. I didn't know when I put patches on Maxine that her stuttering was going to stop. I had no idea. I did not know when Mia Rowland became my customer for frozen shoulder, and she became my customer for pain and some other stuff that she had going on, that her tremors were going to stop. She didn't even think that those tremors were going to stop. That was not why she used the patches. So what I'm finding is, although people are using or purchasing the patches for one thing, a whole lot of other things are starting to fix themselves, which is so crazy to me. As I'm watching, I guess the brain is saying, oh, this is more prevalent. Let's fix this first. And then it's like the rest of the body is kind of starting to follow. I mean, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I think that because the nervous system in the brain is the one thing that it's not understudied, but so much of study can only be done after you're deceased, right? So we may never know why, if I touch this signal or send this signal up your hand or arm, why this other thing starts to work better. But what we do know is that they're all interconnected. They're all interconnected. And so, I mean, I'm just glad people are getting relief. And I think that it's going to help by it not being something that is fully controlled by the FDA. we don't have those barriers to people getting what they need, right? I can tell you about a drug many years ago that we were giving to people to help them have better urinary function. Men, as they get old, we know they have issues. Well, they started sprouting hair. Well, it wasn't really a bad thing because at that age, a lot of them, they start getting a little thin. But we couldn't give it to them. We couldn't then turn around and give it to people for that reason without taking it back and spending millions of dollars to prove that what we saw was happening was really happening. It was a win for them. I'm going to get my man health together and I'm going to grow some hair back. I'm going to feel better about myself. But we couldn't tell that part. So while I know we need some level of regulation with drugs, sometimes we're in our own way. I can't unsee what I've seen.
So you were in the room. I mean, beyond your own physical result that you got, beyond your husband's result, you were like, I'm going to use this for my 16-year-old daughter. I'm happy that I can use like the same product for everybody. Think about that. I know I have friends that have products that they keep locked in the safe.
We have some.
Yeah. They have them locked in the safe because they're afraid that anyone else in the house will get, will get their hands on them. And those pills are not safe they ain't safe for them, let alone for someone else. So I have friends that have safes that they lock the medicines up and they don't want anybody to get their hands on it. But to know that the same patch I use for an infant is the same patch I can use for a 90-year-old and everybody in between. How does that make you feel as a medical professional, as a mom?
Don't make me have an ugly cry.
As a mom, how does that make you feel? Not even a medical professional, as a mom.
Just as a mom, I can tell you that we have had a journey, right? And we have experienced, without saying too much, a lot of what you just described, and the guilt of having something in your home that could harm your child, even though that wasn't your intention. So what I will say to that is that it is a powerful thing to have a product that everybody can benefit from. It's a powerful thing to have something that I don't have to hope my insurance will pay for. So that I can have access to it, and that the cost is not beyond reach. So everybody can have access to this, even in the ways you described. Whether I have the money or not, I can try it for a discount, and then I can just share my journey with other moms. And that's what I have learned also before coming to you, is the power of community as a mother in sharing resources. And that's where I really felt the obligation to share. I can't wait to get more testimonies for parents. I saw the baby somebody posted last night where the baby was like colicky and blown, and the mom couldn't get it to sleep. Okay, I didn't know it was yours, but that this baby was getting some rest. Like, we've been there. We have lived those sleepless nights. To have something in your arsenal as a mother that you can be a resource to yourself. And personally, I feel an obligation to, like I said, my village and their kids. When you're a mother at heart, when you saved at heart, right, you have a heart for God's people, and you just want to see different. You want them to have options. I've got some girlfriends with some testimonies because we had kids later. The Down syndrome, all the things, the ADHD. Everybody got something. Yeah. Right. So what are the solutions that we don't have our kids doped up and sleeping all day?
That's powerful. So, Nicole, you were in the room the other night. You came to the Atlanta event. I tell people all the time, you have to come to events. Something magical happens in those rooms. You were able to see a woman I did not know from I don't know how they even found me. This woman showed up, Lisa. Lisa's husband called me at almost 11 o'clock at night asking if this was Mrs. Superpatch. And I said yes. And he was like, I got to get my wife on the phone. He was in Hawaii. I guess, I don't know if he's away on business or whatever. Yeah. And he was like, I got to get my wife on the phone. I told him, well, I can go one bigger and better than that. I have an event tomorrow in Atlanta. This was Saturday night. And he was like, she's there. She's coming. She'll be there.
Yeah, and she didn't look like she wanted to be there at first, though. She was looking like, what y'all signed me up for?
She did not want to be there, and she didn't want to come up. She did not want to walk to the front. I had to coax her into asking her, could I put a patch on her? You want to talk about what you saw? What did you see happen?
Well, first of all, let me say I tried to record when God started to move in that room, and all I got was me shaking and praising the Lord because it was that powerful, right? You know, unlike a lot of people will engage. When I got my pain patch, you didn't try. I just said, hey, how I'm gonna make some money off of this. So I hadn't been to an event. I didn't know still don't know the comp plan fully, but I knew the power. And when I walked into that room and I saw her, and she had that same doubt, you could have put our videos side by side and look at our faces like, what y'all doing? This ain't real. And so she didn't want to come up there. But I bet some of it was also her personal, I don't want to say shame, but when you live with something, you're embarrassed, you walk different, you know, because she was a sharp lady, but she's dragging her leg. You could tell she was uncomfortable physically as well as mentally. And so when she came to the front of the room and she reluctantly agreed to let you put the patches on her. And we did. You put the whole arsenal of what we thought could help her so that she could have some pretty immediate relief so she could see it for herself. So, you know,
oh no. I don't know what happened, y'all. Nicole's phone looked like it either somebody tried to call her or oh my god, y'all tag and share this live. Tag and share this live. I am super excited, y'all. We are I'm sure she'll come back. She'll click the link and come back. We are in Chicago this weekend, right? Stanisha Graham is hosting 2 events in Chicago this weekend, and then on next week, the weekend after, we're 2 events in Cordova, Tennessee, which is right outside of Memphis. So that means Arkansas, Mississippi, Nashville, right? All of you need to be there. Any of the surrounding areas. If you're in St. Louis, I believe, St. Detroit, St. Louis, all those areas, y'all go to the Chicago event. You can get there, right? Indiana, she'll be back. All of y'all go to the Chicago events. If you can get there, if you're anywhere near Tennessee, you need to get there, okay? And then Atlanta, again, Philadelphia on Monday the 17th at 4601 Market Street. And I told y'all she'd be back, right? 4601 Market Street. And then again in Atlanta, right back at Timeless Kitchen and Cocktails. Will be back there Tuesday, November the 18th. All right, November the 18th. And Nicole, he's giving us the whole restaurant.
I talked to him when I left. I didn't tell you. I went out there and talked to him, asked him why he didn't come back after his experience, and he started asking me questions, and I was like, so you need to be a part of this the next time. So I meant to tell you about our little conversation.
Yeah, so the thing, let me tell you what he said. He was like, I'm just going to, so he had me out there. We didn't leave that night until probably 10 o'clock because he just kept having, he was like, now go patch that person and go patch that. He was like, come over here, you need to get patched. And so he really just wants to help us spread the word, and he wants us to use his facility. He was like, I want to see my people get ahead. And he wants to use his facility. And he literally said, you pack that room out. He said, so you can't even fit in that room. You got to use the whole restaurant the next time. He said it. I didn't even have to ask. And he said, you can turn off the music, you can turn up the lights, and you can use the entire restaurant, you know? And so, you know, you came to your first event, you saw not just her, then you saw Miss Gay. Miss Gay came in the room with an energy, right, Nicole?
Yeah, she was on fire.
She said, if this worked like what I've been seeing happening, then oh my goodness, what happened when Miss Gay got patched?
Miss Gay started praising the Lord. She was like, I thank you, Jesus. Because she was like, I ain't got no pain. And that's the one that's a little harder sometimes for us to describe for people. That strength that allows you to just lift your leg a little bit better. To not feel like I'm going to fall every time I take a step. Because even though she had a big heart and a big energy, you could tell her struggle, right? Getting up out the chair was difficult for her. And so when she got up there and just the smile on her face, you know, and that's what we want people to get back, right? It's about the physical, but it's about the joy and the peace that you get when when things are in homeostasis,
Yeah.
when things are as they should be.
Yeah. It was amazing to see the light bulb go off for her when she just wanted to keep getting up and down. Right when she said, "Oh, can I get up again?" And I said, "Oh, go right ahead." She didn't want to sit down, but also Lisa didn't want to stop walking. Do you remember this? Because after a minute, it was like, wait a second. And
she was
then,
pacing.
Matter of fact, maybe we need to play her video. You think we should go ahead and let the people
go ahead and let the people see.
Let's let the people
see. You can't unsee it once you see it.
You sure can't. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and put Lisa's video on. Can you? Okay, well, there we go.
I can see it.
Okay, let me just make sure. You know, this tech savvy stuff. I gotta pull up the other screen. There. Kind of walk this way. She's gonna record you. Yeah, I see it. Did I talk to your husband last night? I did. Okay. I was wondering where Don was. He's in Hawaii. Oh, okay. Oh, that's why he said I'm getting her on the phone. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to open it up to where it's the whole
screen.
Let's see if I can make it. I don't think I can because it's actually just like my picture. I mean, it's in my photos. Okay, hold on. What is going on now that I can't?
Just take your time.
Come on. Hold on. Okay. We kind of walk this way. She's gonna record you. Yeah, I see it. Did I talk to your husband last night? I did. Okay. I was wondering where Don was. He's in Hawaii. Oh, okay. Oh, that's why he said I'm getting her on the phone at 11 o'clock at night. Do y'all see that? He called me at 11 o'clock at night and was like, "Is this Mr. Super Patch?" I said, "Yes, it is." He said, "Hold on. I had to get my wife on the phone because I've been trying to get you for 30 days. All right, so I'm actually going to put more than one patch on you. I honestly don't really need to give her a stability test. Do y'all see why? Yeah. There's no reason, but I'm going to make her feel better. Are you feeling pain right now? Just, in this leg. And that leg, always. All right, well, come on. We're going to make you. So what I'm going to put on her is liberty, victory, defend, freedom, and peace. And I'm going to put them all on this one leg, okay? And I may even put some on your arm because what I want to do is give you balance. Because people with MS have a hard time with balance, right? That's one of their biggest things, balance, pain. Where's Paige? Paige usually come up here and help. Oh, there she go. I knew she was somewhere nearby. Paige is always going to be close by. Put the freedom on. And put freedom right there. And I'm gonna even give her a defend patch. This is what I like to call my Fab Five. This is a combination that I have created for my clients, and it just simply works. And the goal is and freedom. All right, what I want you to do is I just want you to hold on to the table, and I want you to kind of lift your leg. Like, you can put this down there. And I want you to, keep lifting your leg back and forth, Kind of, stretch it out, And then you are right-handed or left-handed? Right-handed. I'm going to put this on your left side, too, because that's where you have your issue, on your left side. So when somebody's right-handed, I always want to put the patch on the opposite side, because you want to make their opposite side just as strong as their weak side. All right? Y'all know what I meant to say, right? How you feeling? Because immediately your leg straightened up. But I mean, I'm gonna let you tell it. And she's smiling too. She's trying to figure, like, ain't no way that this is working like this. I know. It's okay. Do you feel stronger? She said, So kind of walk back that way and then come back up. Walk back that way. Whoa, look at that. There's no limp. And come back. Go ahead, baby. I know how difficult it is for you right now because you're trying to figure out there's no way. How did that help me that fast? When it did what medicines haven't done in how many years? 10. You see how she walking? Yes. She can't believe it. You can't stay still. I know. You want to give me a hug now? You want to hug me now? Oh, yes. Look at how I see you. You walking real good. So what'll happen is, Tom, the longer she wears, and you can keep walking if you want to, like you might want to go walk that way if you want to. That's what happens. See, what happens, am I telling the truth? You seen it, right? When people start wearing it, when they wear the patches, like, wait a minute, I'm feeling, oh. She's emotional, yes, I know.
My God.
Wow. Paige, go out there with Miss Lisa. Good. Now, you know, let me sidebar just 1 second. When I started spamming Facebook, there was a part of me, a small part of me that was like, I look like a crazy person. I can't believe I'm making my page look crazy like this. Had I not spammed my Facebook, her and her husband would have seen the videos. He in Hawaii, he finds my phone number, calls me, Miss Super Page there, calls her, and her life just changed. Yes. Now,
my God,
right. But hold on, let me show you something else, because that was at the event. Look at what happened that night
when she got home.
Look at her.
Miss Lisa say, I'm way too cute to be walking like I was walking.
That's exactly what happened. And so to be in the room to see that happen, I don't think people really, where are we? Well, hold on, I'm trying to bring you back up. There we go. I don't think people to see that happen.
I hear Bishop G.E. Patterson saying, all power in his hands, but sometimes he uses his people's hands. My God. People have no idea what other people deal with. And we need to walk in grace and with empathy. But if you don't share this with if it's not for you, it's for whoever is beside you. Oh God, you got me on here ugly crying. But I mean, as they say, I can't tell it all.
I can't. It was a blessing. Lisa's going to be partnering with us. And she's doing the $12.99 pack. So talk about it. You did the $12.99 pack. What made you do that pack? Like you didn't, there were other packs, but what
control.
made you?
Simply put, control. One, I needed to have product to be out here to share to get testimony, to give some people relief so that they can see it for themselves. It's not a sale. It's, and once you see this, everybody that walks past you, as a nurse, I'm always looking at, oh yeah, she got this, she got that when they walk by. But now you have something like, can I share something with you? Oh, I'm so sorry. My yard man just got here.
It happens to me all the time. You're doing your first event this weekend. You just got your patches in. As a matter of fact, they came on Monday. You were there on Sunday, like, all right, Nina, let me get my patches come in. That's what it feels like. All right, let me just get my fix till my patches come in, and we made sure you were good. But the first event, and I know it's out. I'll just mute you until you talk. You're doing your first event this Saturday. This weekend. You're doing multiple events. This weekend, you're going back to Charlotte, to Gastonia. What like triggered you wanting to go ahead and go into action so fast? You can
Well, I know that there's a plan. I don't fully understand it, but I connect results and money, right? So it just makes sense that for two things. One, when you're on fire, your testimony is that much stronger with other people, right? I am still touched by what I saw on Sunday. And then you don't even recognize the power that you have as far as influence and reach, right? I was the anti social media. I didn't want my daughter on it. It was so much bad out there. But this is a use for good. So when someone reached out to me from my past and they were like, if you doing this, I'm in. And for all those that know the famous Scott Bird in Gastonia, North Carolina, hairstylist, at Slay Salon, I'm putting it out there because that's probably where we're going to be.
Okay.
Right. So Scott said, I need dominion over this community with this product. I said, well, you can have whatever you can build out. Right.
You know
You
what's
can
gonna
use
happen?
your voice.
He's gonna do a $12.99 also. You want to know why? Because you did a $12.99.
Okay.
And then the chiropractor that's coming in, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna do a $12.99 as well.
I receive it. So I'll tell you that my stylist from back in the day, what he said last night, he said, this is a Caleb moment. He said, I need you to know that because God gave you this and he allowed me to see it, he said that it's only so much I do. He said, I pray, I lay hands on my customers, I make them feel better, emotionally. He said, but what about if I can lay a hand on a knee and put something there, and then she got a whole new stride when she walk out of here. He said, we are a people that are sick and we need some help. We need some relief. And so he started naming people in the church, Sister So-and-so, the first lady. He was like, but to be able to give them something more than a pretty hairdo. There is power in that. He said what you said, and he's never met you. He said, we're going to patch everybody around us, and the money going to be chasing us. I didn't try. In fact, I tried to give him a little detail. He said, I don't need you talking right now. I just need you to tell me what day you're going to be here so I can have folks in the room.
Well, there we go. So as we are now on a mission to create and to develop global neural wellness hubs, you need to dominate your city. You need to dominate the countries that we're in, 34 countries, right? We have a list of countries that we're in currently. You need to dominate. And I'm telling you right now, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who are ready to do a $12.99 pack because you need the product. This is not one of them, figure it out. Like you can use flex pay options to get yourself started. Figure it out. Don't cheat the people. For real, if you don't start off properly, you'll be cheating the people and cheating yourself because you're going to have to double back. You're going to have to double back. And then what's so cool is that our CEO designed these packs for us, right? If you want to come, I know you far, but if you want to come and get one of these, you can. Because I know you can't, it'll be too long. You won't get it in time because you need this.
Okay.
Yeah. So our CEO designed these for us, y'all. It's $40 for 100 bags. And we're able to sell samples. And on the back of these, we're able to check off what patch is actually in this particular sachet.
Perfect.
So that they know exactly what they're getting. Because if you just put them all in one pouch, they won't know which patch is which. Right? What I love is how professional is this? Not some little baggie, not some little, sandwich bag. No, this doesn't have any name on it. I love that it's Tiffany blue, right? It doesn't have any name on the front, but on the back. And all I did was put my label. All I did was put my label there because I didn't want to write on it. I just put my label. I didn't put labels on these, so don't worry. These are blank. And I kept these blank, and I keep multiple packs just in case people that are local need to purchase them and they need them right away. Okay, they need them right away. So I have some. You can come and get them if you need. Because
I will be coming to get those.
I know you're ready to go away. So thank you so much, Nicole. I know you took away from training to get on this live. Thank you so much for joining. You don't have to stay on if you don't want to. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the patches and talk about how people can get started. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Nina. Before you go, though, please share your information about Cordova, Tennessee. I don't know if you know, but you'll be arriving on the tail end of the saints coming to town for the Holy Convocation for the Church of God
Yes,
in
I
Christ.
know. I
So
know.
if you are in town, you need to stay an extra day so that you can see Miss Nina and get some of this healing.
Yeah, so the registration link right there, moralgroupticketlocity.com. If they go to that link, it has both of the Tennessee events on there and the next Atlanta event is all on there. When you go to that link, moralgroup.ticketlocity.com, it'll say Tennessee, you'll see Memphis, and then you'll see Atlanta on the 18th. And we'll add Philadelphia on there as well. As soon as I get a moment, y'all. It's just been super busy, but we were actually going to do that conference, but I have to be in Mexico this weekend to launch our team in Mexico. And then Stanisha had already booked for Chicago. And so where we thought we were actually going to be at that conference, things changed. And not this year, but don't worry, we'll be at one of the next ones. It'll take a massive group of us to be able to manage that size of a conference. Because just think about it. You're exhausted after patching 10 people. You know what I mean? So you definitely will need a team of people taking shifts. And we're going to be looking at some of the bigger conferences here in Atlanta as well. We can all partner together to work them together so that we can spread the mission that there is a better way, right? And this is Neuro Nation November, right? No nonsense November, right? No excuses November. And there's a way for you to join and make a whole lot of money and make a big impact in your city as a neuro wellness hub. We're actually looking for a building here in Atlanta. And so, Stanisha, Jonathan, and I are looking for a building here in Atlanta to make our wellness hub. So just know it doesn't have to be super huge, but we're looking for a good enough space to where if we want to have little small meetings in it, we can. We're looking for I don't know when we're coming to Ghana. I don't know when we're coming, but I know that we're coming. But I don't have no clue as to when. We just launched Mexico. So you got to give us time. We're not even 3 years old, right? We're not even 3 years old yet, but we know that we need to have a location here in Atlanta where people can come and get educated, can come and, work together, can come and patch together right here in Atlanta. But we're coming to a city near you, Chicago this weekend, Memphis the following weekend, then Philadelphia, and back here in Atlanta. And then I'll be in Dallas, Texas, patching on Thursday, November the 20th. All right, I'll be in Dallas, Texas. You will have to contact me privately for that because I'm not doing like an event space. But then I don't know. Who knows? I'm with Denise. We'll probably end up having to get a little space because we've been and took that whole lobby of that hotel over. Okay. And so who knows? Things might change for Dallas, right? We might end up getting an actual space to go ahead and get everybody in one room and do our patching all together. But thank you so much, Nicole. Everybody, if you want to know that information, thank y'all. Say thank you to Nicole for being here.
Thanks, everybody. Bye, Miss Nina.
See you later. All right. So listen, y'all, go ahead and get registered for all of our events that are coming up. Don't miss this movement and your opportunity to really create impact, okay? To really create impact, to leave a legacy. This is a legacy build. And I know oftentimes we've thought that things were legacy builds. No, this is truly a legacy build. It is a legacy build. And as we want you to understand that this is the future of wellness, this is a nervous system revolution. And we're looking for nurses, doctors, chiropractors, right? Trainers. We're looking for all medical professionals. We're looking for beauty pros. We're looking for coaches, wellness influencers, pastors, faith leaders. We're looking for people who lead marriage ministries. We're looking for menopause community leaders, autism community leaders, PCOS, MS, cancer survivors, domestic violence survivors. We're looking for athletes, retired athletes, and so much more. We're coming to a city near you. The question is, do you want to dominate that city? Do you want to be the person, the go-to person in that city? Or are you going to sit back and let somebody else watch it happen? All right. So we are looking for people who want in next. We're looking for people who know the power of needing to have the product. That would be like opening a store and not having food. You open a restaurant and don't have food. You open a store and don't have product. when you partner with us, you need to have product and you need to understand why, how important it is to do that. So my name is Nina Moore, and I am very, very excited to have served you today on this call. Listen, I want you to get back to the person who may have invited you to this live. Get back to the person who may have invited you to this live. But if you're looking for information, look no more. You heard the nurse, you heard the registered nurse, 30 years in her profession, say, don't over research this to miss out on it. You may not understand. You may not understand how this works, why it works. If you're late to this live, then go back. What's up, Emmanuel? Emmanuel, I'm getting ready to call you as soon as this is over, right? Because I owe you a phone call. I believe you watched the information because I saw you watched our video, but we need to get you started, all right? I told y'all $12.99 is the way to go. It is. It's the pack that you need. It'll give you 40 packs of patches that you get to choose the 40 packs of patches that you like, all right? And you're not going to be stuck with patches. What you're going to do is when you get those patches, you're going to put them on people. And not be afraid to sow into other people's lives, to give them the experience that they need so that you can dominate your city. We've got 13 different patches. They do not have ingredients. There's no medicines. There's no side effects. There's no contraindications. And yes, we do. We patch and we pray. Okay, we patch and we pray. So this is a patch ministry for many of us. And we are excited about spreading the word all across the United States and beyond. But this is wide open for you. So I want you to get back to the person who may have invited you to this live. And if it's me, then you know what to do. There's the link, patchandpaid2.com. I don't really know what more. Y'all keep seeing it. Y'all keep hearing it. I am telling you how to get started. Go to the link. Choose Become an Associate. Pick the pack, right? Use the... Okay, pick the pack. Okay, pick the pack. Get the $12.99 pack. We're going to choose your 40 packs of patches. Then we're going to plug you into this ready-made system. You're going to get the patches and patch people. That's what you do. You get the patch, and until you get your patches, you post our videos. You get into our Telegram chat. We give you the link when you join. You open up the Linktree link. Watch the Getting Started video. You go to the Boards app and you see all of the marketing materials and you plug in and get started. You don't wait for your patches to come. You get plugged in immediately. All right, you guys. So I'm over and out. We've given you all hours of content and information this morning to help you see why this is a move. Right? This is a move. You've been praying for a thing. You've been searching for a thing, and maybe you weren't. Maybe this was searching for you. Maybe you know you have enough influence to get some people together and create a massive neuro wellness movement in your city. It is time for you to dominate. Dominion is yours. Abundance is yours. Prosperity is yours. For Dallas, let me figure that out. All right. I'm going to create a registration link for Dallas. And then based on how many people register for Dallas will determine whether or not I actually get a location or not. So give me about an hour or so to get a registration link up for Dallas and to get a registration link up for Philadelphia. And then you will go to moragroup.ticketlocity.com. Okay. Just give me a little bit. We'll get a link up and it'll be, take a screenshot of that. moragroup.ticketlocity.com. And if you register for Dallas, even though it's going to say location to be determined, once you register, we will update the link with a location once we decide whether or not we need to get a venue space or not. Okay. I'm just being obedient. I know what I got to do. I'll be there Thursday afternoon or late morning, and we will go ahead and start meeting with people later in the evening. Okay, you guys? So Dallas is going to be Thursday the 20th. Spread the word. I'm going to bring my patches and we're going to patch away. All right, you guys. So I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Make sure you're sharing this live with somebody who needs to hear this. And we're giving you enough information now to go ahead and make an educated decision to go ahead and partner with us, because we're looking for people who are looking to dominate their city and become the neuro wellness hub for their city. God bless you, and we'll see you later.